Hey friends, have you ever been caught in that beautiful, frustrating mystery where you're never quite sure what she's thinking, yet somehow you just know you're on her mind? There's something magical about it, isn't there? The pauses between her messages, the way she looks at you just a little longer than needed, then glances away, the unpredictability that both confuses you and keeps your heart beating faster. It's not always clear, but it's always felt. And that feeling, that space of not knowing, is more honest than we think. You see, when a woman keeps you guessing, it's rarely about games. Often, it's about something far deeper, something tender, something human. She might be protecting a soft heart that once trusted too quickly. She might be observing your soul, not your words. She might be wrestling with her own emotions, scared of how deeply she feels, or surprised that you've gotten under her skin without warning. This is where the real story begins, because in the silence, in the guessing, in the little contradictions, love often whispers. And sometimes, the woman who keeps you guessing is the woman thinking of you the most. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." And sometimes, it's not about solving her like a puzzle, it's about understanding her like poetry. Her silence might be a soft song. Her mixed signals might be echoes of trust slowly forming. Her hesitation might mean you're not just another name in her inbox. You're someone whose presence matters. This video isn't just about signs or tricks. It's about understanding the emotional language of someone who is complex, cautious, and perhaps even quietly captivated by you. Today, we're going to explore 7 secret signs that reveal a woman keeps you guessing, not because she's confused, but because you've touched her heart in a way she's not ready to admit just yet. And trust me, once you learn how to see beneath the surface, everything changes. You begin to connect not just with her, but with the deeper parts of yourself too. Your patience, your empathy, your ability to truly feel another person. So if you've ever felt caught in the dance between "does she like me" and "why won't she just say it," stay with me, because what we're about to uncover might just open your eyes and your heart in a whole new way. Let's go start. Number 1, she watches you silently but never fully disappears. In today's world, silence doesn't always mean absence. You post a story, she sees it. You share a quote, she's the first to like it. Or maybe she doesn't like it at all, but somehow she's always there, just behind the curtain. You can feel it, and if you're paying attention, you'll notice. She doesn't vanish. She just lingers in the background, quietly. Modern affection often hides behind screens, and a woman who keeps you guessing knows exactly how to appear without appearing. She'll stay connected through small gestures, a viewed reel, a random emoji reaction at midnight, or liking a 3-week-old post when she was just scrolling. This isn't accidental, it's intentional, but vulnerable. She might not know what to say yet, or how to show her feelings directly, so instead, she watches. She stays close enough to feel your presence, but not close enough to expose her own heart. That delicate balance is her way of protecting what's still blooming inside her. She might mute your stories to avoid overthinking, then mute them days later, just to see your smile again. She might type a message, then delete it. She might even post something vague, a lyric, a quote, a blurry selfie, hoping you'll notice, hoping you'll get it. In the age of instant communication, the act of holding back has power. It's her way of saying, "You matter more than I want to admit," because the people we think about the most, we watch the most. And in this digital age, watching is a form of emotional proximity. She's near, but not fully open. She's curious, but cautious. She wants you to know she's around, without handing you her heart too quickly. Sometimes, she'll comment on your post with a casual tone, playful, sarcastic, light. But underneath, she's studying your response. She's measuring the emotional temperature, wondering, does he see me the way I'm starting to see him? You might find her name popping up when you least expect it, not constantly, but consistently enough to stir your thoughts. This is the art of soft presence. She won't overwhelm you with attention, but she won't fully let go either. This subtle tension is what makes you question everything, and that's exactly why you can't stop thinking about her, because she's leaving emotional breadcrumbs, and whether you follow them or not, they still lead back to her. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good." And sometimes the real answers aren't in her words or her actions, but in how she makes you feel. Her presence, even when quiet, touches something in you, a familiar ache, a quiet hope, the mystery of maybe. In truth, silence can be one of the loudest forms of emotional expression, especially in a world where everyone overshares. Her restraint might just be her sincerity. Her subtlety might be her depth. So, if she keeps watching you silently, if she keeps floating in and out like a song you can't stop humming, if her presence lingers in your notifications, your thoughts, and your heart, it's not a game, it's a signal. She's still figuring it out. And in the meantime, she's choosing to stay, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows where she feels safest, still close, still curious, still yours, maybe. Number 2, her messages are inconsistent, but her timing is emotional. You're lying in bed at 1:47 a.m., half asleep, and suddenly your phone lights up. It's her, not with a clear confession, not with anything that gives you certainty, just a hey, or a meme, or a song link that says more than her words ever could. You wonder, why now? Why not hours ago when things were quiet? Because that's when she felt it. That's when she missed you. That's when something reminded her of you, and she couldn't fight the urge to reach out, even if it made no logical sense. A woman who keeps you guessing often communicates in waves, not patterns. Ethereal be moments when her presence is soft and sweet and daily, and then silence. Not out of cruelty, but conflict. She's debating how much of herself to show. She's not sure if her emotions are safe with you yet, so her messages might come in bursts, then vanish. She might text you 10 times in one day and not say a word for the next 3, but when she does text again, you'll notice something powerful. Her timing always carries emotional weight. She reaches out when she's overwhelmed, when she's soft, when she's wondering if you still feel her presence even in her absence. She might message after seeing something funny, something sad, or something you would understand, because in that moment, you're the one who crossed her mind, and she couldn't hold it in. You see, her inconsistency isn't always disinterest. It's emotional vulnerability, disguised as distance. In a world that tells women to not catch feelings, play cool, and never text first, her reaching out at all, even in irregular, unpredictable moments, is a small act of emotional rebellion. It's her way of saying, I still care, I still feel, but I'm scared to need you more than you need me. And social media only amplifies this push-pull. She might not reply to your des, but she'll report something that mirrors her feelings. She might ignore your texts, but then she'll share a song lyric that sounds exactly like the way you made her feel last week. Inconsistency in the digital age doesn't always mean confusion. Sometimes it means deep care masked in hesitation. As Marcus Aurelius would remind us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Her behavior is painted with fear, longing, hope, and sometimes shame. She doesn't want to appear too eager. She doesn't want to hand over her heart like a fragile letter, only to watch you read it and walk away. So she sends pieces, bits, breadcrumbs. If she keeps you guessing with inconsistent messages, but those messages show up just when you need them, or just when she needs you, then trust me, you're on her mind more than she's willing to say. This isn't random. This is rhythm, her rhythm. It's imperfect, emotional, deeply human. All you have to do is listen. Number 3, She mentions you indirectly in conversations or posts. You're scrolling casually through your feed, and then you pause. She's posted something, a quote, a lyric, a random caption under a selfie, but somehow it feels like it's about you. It's not tagged, your name isn't there, but the message, it echoes something you said, or something you both laughed about, or maybe something only you would understand. That's not an accident. In today's world, directness often feels too exposed, too risky, but indirect mentions, they're safe, playful, mysterious, and for a woman who keeps you guessing, they're a window into her heart without fully opening the door. She might post a line like, "He really thinks I didn't notice," or when someone makes you feel safe without trying. And suddenly, you're wondering, is that me? You overthink, but your heart already knows. It's her way of speaking without saying too much. You might notice her referencing your inside jokes in group chats, or saying something vague like, "Some people just get it." She's not naming names. She doesn't have to. If you're tuned into her rhythm, you'll hear yourself in the spaces between her words. This is how emotional closeness forms in the digital age. Not always with grand declarations, but with subtle nods, clues, soft hints left like petals for someone to follow. And if she's leaving them for you, even without saying it aloud, you've already entered her emotional orbit. This kind of communication is deeply human, because when we care about someone, we carry them into our daily lives, into the way we talk, joke, think. They slip into our speech unconsciously, like a favorite song stuck in the back of our mind. And even if she's trying to appear casual, trust me, if she's mentioning you without mentioning you, it's because she's trying to process how deeply she feels. Sometimes it's easier to post to everyone than to send a private message. It feels safer to let the universe decide if you'll see it, like tossing a note into the wind, hoping it lands in your hands. And here's where it gets beautiful. If she's trying to make sure you catch her words, she's thinking about you when no one's watching. That's not manipulation. That's vulnerability. That's hope in disguise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be content with what you are, and wish not change, nor dread your last day, nor long for it." Likewise, she may not be longing to confess, but she's allowing her feelings to breathe through indirect expression. That's her version of courage. In real life, too, you'll hear it. She'll say things like, "Someone I know loves this movie," or "There's this guy who always says that." And though her tone is casual, the look in her eyes will give her away. She wants to talk about you, but not as if it means everything, even though it does. So if she keeps you guessing and her words float near your name without ever landing on it, understand the truth. You live in her mind. She's not ready to name it, but she's not ready to let go of it either. That in-between space, that's where the real emotions bloom. Number 4, she mirrors you without knowing it. Have you ever noticed how two people who are emotionally in sync start to reflect each other? Not because they're trying to, but because something deeper is unfolding. Their energies start dancing in unison. Their language, habits, even moods begin to align. With a woman who keeps you guessing, this mirroring is often unconscious. It's not forced, it's felt. And if you're observant, you'll start to see how she slowly becomes a reflection of your emotional rhythm. You mention a book, suddenly she's reading it. You start sharing more music. Days later, she posts a lyric from a song you introduced her to. You change your profile picture. Hours later, hers is different too. Subtle, soft, and completely human. That's the beauty of emotional mirroring. Modern love doesn't always begin with dramatic confessions. Sometimes it begins in the way someone subtly leans into your world until your presence becomes part of their everyday language. Psychologists call this limb resonance, when two people's nervous systems begin to tune into each other's emotional frequencies. It's not a trick, it's nature, it's connection. And in romantic psychology, it's one of the most revealing signs that someone is emotionally invested. When a woman mirrors you, especially unconsciously, it means you're not just occupying her thoughts, you're affecting her behavior. Her pace slows to match yours, her energy rises when yours does. She might begin using words you often say or reacting to posts in the same way you do. You say something poetic. Days later, she captions a picture in the same tone. You begin being more reflective. She starts posting quotes about growth and vulnerability. She's not copying you, she's syncing with you. And in today's world of endless scrolling and fleeting attention, emotional mirroring is no small thing. It means you've made a mark. She's drawn to your essence, not just your photos. She's emotionally leaning in. Sometimes, mirroring shows up in conversations too. You might open up about something personal, and she follows by revealing something about herself, matching your depth. Or you might send a long message, and suddenly, her reply isn't short or playful anymore, but full of emotion and reflection. It's in those moments you realize she's not just reacting to you, she's feeling with you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what we do now echoes in eternity. Likewise, how we show up with honesty, depth, and emotional clarity leaves a lasting echo in someone's heart. When she begins to mirror you, she's not only showing interest, she's showing alignment. She's beginning to walk beside you, even without realizing her steps are falling in rhythm with yours. In love, true connection often begins in these quiet reflections, not loud declarations, not heart emojis, but in the way someone slowly becomes a part of your emotional landscape and lets you become part of theirs. So if she keeps you guessing, but you notice her slowly becoming more like you, in energy, in vibe, in depth, take a breath and look again. You're already living inside her world. Even if she hasn't said it yet, her heart is learning your language. Number 5, she tests emotional safety without asking for it. She doesn't say it aloud. She doesn't ask, "Can I trust you?" or "Will you hold me when I break?" Instead, she sends signals, soft, quiet, delicate, like small boats pushed gently into your emotional sea, and she waits to see if they return. Because in the age of quick texts and quicker goodbyes, emotional safety has become a rare treasure. A woman who keeps you guessing is often not playing games. She's guarding herself. She's searching for something deeper, and before she opens the door fully, she'll knock, in her own silent ways. It starts with tiny confessions, a photo from childhood, a comment about her relationship with her mother, a memory that once made her cry. She doesn't need advice. She doesn't need a solution. What she's really asking is, will you judge me? Will you still stay? Can I fall apart here just a little? If she keeps you guessing, but shows you sides of herself she doesn't share with the world, take that seriously, because this is how modern emotional intimacy begins, not with declarations but with reveals. She might joke about her insecurities, she might show you an old scar, she might tell you she's not good at relationships, but listen closely, that's not an excuse, that's a question dressed in armor. Can you love me even if I don't believe I'm lovable yet? In today's curated world, where everyone posts the highlight reel, where filters blur pain and captions hide truth, showing someone you're real is an act of quiet rebellion. And when she starts doing this with you, it means she's slowly testing the ground beneath her emotional feet. She's seeing if you'll flinch, if you'll change, if you'll vanish. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's what she's searching for in you, the kind of strength that doesn't control her, but holds her, the kind of presence that says, "I see you, all of you, and I'm still here." She might text you something late at night and delete it before you even see it. That's a test. She might start a sentence with, "This might sound stupid, but..." That's a test. She might act a little cold just to see if your warmth remains. That too is a test. And no, these aren't tricks. They're survival instincts. especially for a woman who's been hurt, misread, or left before. She's not asking you to fix her. She's asking silently, can I finally be soft here? So if she keeps you guessing, but keeps letting pieces of her heart slip through the cracks, she's watching your response more than your words. She's watching if your energy changes, if your kindness fades, if your attention shifts, because in a world that often teaches women to never show too much, when she starts showing you everything, even in small fragments, you've already passed the first test. You've made her feel something rare, safe. Number 6, her silence isn't absence, it's language. You sent a message and she didn't reply. You posted something you thought she'd comment on, but she didn't say a word. You waited for a sign, a like, a text, a subtle mention, and nothing came. But before you convince yourself that she doesn't care, take a breath, then ask yourself, what if her silence isn't rejection? What if it's her language? In the age of non-stop notifications and dopamine-chasing conversations, we've forgotten how much can live inside a pause. But a woman who keeps you guessing often isn't being careless. She's being careful. She's not vanishing. She's observing, feeling, processing. Silence, for her, is often a test of depth. She's wondering, if I disappear for a moment, will he notice? Will he care? Will he chase? Or let me go? She's wondering, if I give him space, will he fill it with ego or with understanding? She's wondering, if I stop speaking, will he hear my heart anyway? Because the truth is, silence is not always a lack of feeling. Sometimes it's the result of too many feelings at once. Maybe she misses you but doesn't want to look desperate. Maybe she's scared her feelings have grown too strong and she doesn't know how to manage them. Maybe she's hoping that just this once, you'll be the one to reach out first. It's poetic, really, the way she withdraws just slightly to see if you'll lean in. Not because she's playing games, but because the more she feels, the more she fears being left unseen. And in her silence, she's also listening, watching, studying your consistency, your presence, your patience. Sometimes, the loudest thing a woman can say is nothing at all. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If she's quiet, it doesn't mean her thoughts have faded. It means they're coloring her soul so deeply, she doesn't yet know how to put them into words. Social media has taught us to confuse attention with affection, to equate instant replies with love. But true connection isn't always loud. It's not always active. It lives in the spaces in between, in the breath before the reply, in the ache of waiting, in the heartbeat that skips when her name finally lights up your screen again. When a woman keeps you guessing through silence, ask yourself this: has she stopped caring, or has she started feeling more than she knows how to show? Because real emotion doesn't always know how to perform. Sometimes it just needs stillness. And if you listen closely, silence speaks. It tells you everything she's too afraid to say. It whispers her longing, her confusion, her hope. If she's gone quiet, it may not be the end. It may be the beginning of something deeper, but only if you're brave enough to hear the words that aren't spoken. Number 7, her unpredictability is her struggle to stay in control. One day she's warm, sweet, a little flirty. The next she's distant, cold, like you're a stranger again, and you're left asking yourself, what changed? Did I do something wrong? But maybe the truth is more tender than we realize. A woman who keeps you guessing doesn't always want to confuse you. In fact, her unpredictability often reveals not power, but pain, not manipulation, but the ache of feeling something she's not ready to name. See, emotional vulnerability doesn't come easily to her, not because she lacks feelings, but because she feels too much. And when you feel too much, especially in a world where vulnerability is often punished, you learn to armor up. Her shifts in energy, her sudden silences, her moments of intense affection followed by retreat, they're not random. They are her emotional defense system. She's trying to navigate the battlefield of her heart without losing herself to it. She wants to care, she does care, but caring means risk. So she protects herself the only way she knows how, by staying in motion, by keeping you off balance, by staying one step ahead of her own vulnerability. It's a dance between desire and fear, between I want to be close to you and I'm terrified of what happens if I let you too close. And in the world of modern love, where we ghost instead of grow, swipe instead of stay, unpredictability has become her way of staying safe without walking away. She's checking, can you handle her softness one day and her silence the next? Can you stay steady even when she can't? Marcus Aurelius wrote, if someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, and the truth never harmed anyone. But for her, truth is scary, because her truth is messy, complicated, unfinished, and when she starts catching feelings for you, she can't help but shift, not to deceive you, but because she's trying to understand what you are and what she feels. This is especially true in a world ruled by online validation. She might post something just to see if you react, then disappear for a day to see if you miss her, then come back, brighter than ever because your silence reminded her she doesn't want to lose you. Is that fair? Maybe not. But is it human? Absolutely. Her unpredictability is her way of holding the reins, of trying to steer her heart before it steers her. If you notice her change moods like seasons, don't chase her, but don't run either. Sit still, stay consistent, be the calm in her storm, because when a woman is emotionally drawn to you, she'll test the current before she swims in your ocean. She'll need to know she won't drown in your silence, won't disappear in your disinterest. And if she keeps coming back, even after the distance, even after the silence, it means something real is growing beneath her chaos. Not control, not confusion, but something far more sacred, hope. Conclusion. Hey friends, if you've made it here, you already know something most people miss. A woman who keeps you guessing isn't trying to play you. She's trying to protect what's left of her softness. Every silence, every pause, every unpredictable shift. They're not games. They're whispers of a heart learning to trust again. They're the language of someone who has loved hard and been hurt harder. When she mirrors your energy, when she tests the emotional waters without asking, when she speaks through silence or withdraws just to see if you'll stay, she's not pushing you away. She's watching to see if you'll hold your ground, if your presence is real, not just convenient, if you're someone she can finally exhale around. In this fast, filtered world, real connection is rare. So if she's keeping you guessing, but you still feel her in every pause, every glance, every unsent message, she's already halfway in, and she's hoping you are too. If this spoke to your heart, if it helped you understand her a little better, I'd be truly grateful if you'd like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more content that cuts through surface-level advice and speaks directly to the soul. And drop a comment below. Which point felt the most real for you? Let's keep building a community where real love, deep emotion, and honest connection still matter. Until next time, stay soulful, stay wise, and remember, the heart always speaks, even when the words don't.